Welcome to the BAI show. My name's James Rankin and I am here with Hayley Lim. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Thanks for coming down. Another Melbourne BA joining us. So you've just driven across town, met me over here in Richmond.
Yep.
How did you sort of come about to, becoming a buyer's agent? Just tell us a little bit about that story.
Yeah.
And then we can maybe go back a little bit further. But yeah, so what sort of led you to becoming a buyer's agent?
Well, I left my corporate role. I wanted to start my own business. I was buying my own investment property.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw Ben's face pop up a few times.
Classic.
It got me curious and I thought, oh, that sounds interesting. I explored it a bit more and I just gave it a go.
That is probably not the most common, as in the most common because I've seen Ben's face, but giving it a go, I would say is just like, not everyone can do that. Not everyone can just say, I'm going to have a go at this.
Yeah.
So you mentioned corporate. What were you doing in the years prior to becoming a buyer's agent?
Yeah, so I worked for a very big global company called BP.
Mm-hmm.
Oil and gas.
Fuel?
Yeah, the
cool.
oil and gas super major.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was working with them for almost 20 years.
Wow.
I was in their senior leadership team, leading a team of commercial negotiators in the Asia Pacific.
Mm-hmm.
And traveled the world with them. Prior to that, I was leading their team in Europe. I had a very long career with BP.
Yeah, there you go. So, that's pretty cool. Did you enjoy, obviously, the aspects of travel and whatnot?
I loved it, yeah. So I love traveling. Been probably half of my life lived overseas and half of my career with BP was spent overseas. And it was a big reason why I joined them.
Yeah.
Moved back to Melbourne. Well, back to Australia. I was actually from Brisbane, but moved back to Melbourne.
Yeah.
About 5 years ago.
Okay.
And just wanted a change.
Yeah.
I just felt like I wanted to create something of my own, start my own business. And I found this.
Yeah. So when you were traveling, what was you mentioned that you lived overseas as well.
Yeah.
So was that with BP or was
yeah.
Okay, cool. So you just lived totally overseas.
Yeah, so I lived in London for a couple of years with BP.
Wow.
In my 20s. In my 30s, I lived in the Netherlands for 3.5 years, and I lived in Germany for 4 years as well.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah, that is cool. And no doubt you got into that business pretty young, just in, yourself. And then you've grown through sitting in there for 20 years.
Yeah.
Trying to get an understanding of all sorts of aspects of that business. And then you ended up in the negotiation.
Yeah.
So what were you negotiating?
So we were negotiating fuel supply and infrastructure deals. So for all the fuel that came into the region, into Australia and New Zealand. So we were negotiating those deals with the suppliers. We were negotiating infrastructure access as well. So places to store the fuel and means to transport the fuel. So
logistics, the whole shebang, storage.
Yeah, fuel and storage, yeah.
Yeah, so that's if there's a supplier, so it's getting pumped out of the ground as oil, you guys would take that over and market it, right? And you'd refine it as well.
We used to refine oil. BP refines oil globally, and throughout my career with them, I've worked in the oil refining space.
Yep.
But in the last few years, we've stopped refining oil in Australia.
So they're more marketers.
So we purchase from places outside Australia, bring the oil in.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always interesting, right? You see different businesses all the way down to fruit producers.
Yeah.
So there'll be hundreds of different farms that grow apples, but then there'll be a big brand that takes all of that together, puts it under they'll put their sticker on it, and then they take it to the market.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it's a similar situation, as to what they were doing.
Oil is just a commodity, so it's not a branded product prior to arriving in our doorstep. So we buy just from all over the world and market it.
There you go. Pretty interesting. I always like to dive deep into what people are doing beforehand. Yeah. Yours is so in line with what we do.
Yeah.
You have to have a bit of grit to you as well. No doubt going into those situations, it could have been, going against other people trying to negotiate.
Yeah.
Depending on where you're operating as well, but you'd get some sort of, different characters.
You do.
Especially warehousing and logistics and all that kind of shit. It's definitely a male-dominated environment.
Very much
And
so.
now you're into the BA space. So, I mean, whilst it's BA in general, I wouldn't say is male-dominated. Like it probably is from a percentage perspective.
Yeah.
But it's closer to parity. Like the real estate world is definitely closer to parity than other industries. But how have you transferred those skills into what you're doing now?
I think from the commercial background, just having an understanding of what the commercial aspects of a deal is.
Yeah.
It's quite transferable, right? We're trying to structure a deal for fuel supply for the country, like similar to property deals, just trying to structure a good deal for the client, a win-win situation for us and also hopefully the vendor.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the negotiation really is learning about people and how people communicate and how they communicate differently. So we did so many negotiations with so many different cultures, people, countries, all sorts of demographics to buy fuel. So I think that's very transferable to real estate. Like we negotiate with all sorts of agents, deal with all sorts of clients.
Oh, absolutely. Like
Yeah.
I see, direct line of relevance because, dealing with those sorts of people, and different situations as well, it's easily transferable into our space.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of the process?
The negotiation process?
No, just in general, like the BA business.
The people aspect. So I think you've got to love people to be in this business, and I do love working with people. I think it's just so fulfilling to be able to bring different ideas together.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot. People think being a BA is just buying a house, but sometimes it feels like you're a marriage counselor, therapist, coach, mentor.
100%.
A friend.
Yeah.
So it's a real privilege to be able to play that role for people. And when people put that trust in me, I definitely do not take it lightly.
Yeah. And you're more on the investment side, right?
We do both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So you do both.
Yeah.
And the owner-occ side, Melbourne, like Melbourne based?
Owner-occ Melbourne only.
Yep.
Yes.
And investment doesn't matter, borderless.
Borderless, but it has been mostly Melbourne, just because I'm located in Melbourne.
Makes sense.
Melbourne and actually regional Victoria.
Yeah.
But some in Queensland as well.
Got it. So you can hop in the car and go and check out Ballarat or Bendigo.
I do hop in the car a lot.
Yeah.
So I do still really enjoy being on the ground and meeting the agents and seeing the houses. So I do hop in the car.
You like that aspect, right? Like actually going through an open home, checking it out, speaking to the agents. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I find, and that's probably why you've still got the owner-occ side of the business, because I speak to a lot of buyers agents and can get an understanding as to like what they enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And those that are probably sitting in that owner-occ seat, they enjoy just the process of real estate. They just love real estate. You know what I mean? Like they probably would have been the sales agent if it wasn't such a, like dodgy industry or like, like just that general connotation towards it. It's like, I don't want to be that, that person.
Yeah.
And I can guess by the giggle, that might have been something that you thought of. That was me. I tried to get into sales when I was younger. So, but then as I got older, it was like, no, I don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to go and do sales.
Yeah.
So BA was like the easy transition for me to get into the real estate world. Not that it was easier, but it was like, I don't want to do sales. This makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you're a marriage counselor sometimes. Like, have you got any, examples as to, you don't have to name names or go too detailed on it.
Yeah.
But any examples on that? Because I think it's very true.
Yeah, I think, lots of clients are couples. And I think with couples, people are naturally different, right? So the two might have a different want or need or opinion, but they're buying one house. So we have to have one aligned brief. And so sometimes I might sit in front of a couple and one person might say something and the other one looks at her and go, that's a surprise. And so how do you guide them and navigate them through that conversation?
It's so funny, right?
Yeah.
Like exactly what you said. Where the focus on the brief is like very important. You know what I mean? You have to get people on the same page.
Yeah.
So we generally get them to fill in their own doc.
Yeah.
So it's like you go and fill in yours, you go fill in yours, and then we'll sort of get them together and, you know, read them together.
Yeah.
Have you done something
I actually
similar?
do that too, but that's
Okay.
because I remember, I think
Elaine-
it was a
Elaine
chat with
mentions
you.
it. Yep.
I think you mentioned it. And so I thought, I'm going to steal that idea.
Yeah,
so
we
that's
call it
worked
like
really well for us.
POP, plan on a page,
Yeah.
property on a page, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
stolen from the banks. That process is something that we came up with, again, just to get people on that same page.
Yeah.
Because you're right, like someone wants to pull, the other person
Yeah.
doesn't want to pull. And they haven't even discussed it.
Yeah.
It's just like, what do you mean you want to pull? Like, you've
Yeah.
never said that to me.
Yeah.
The best ever that I've had was not that we put this on there, but having a conversation. And I don't know how it got brought up, but it was like, oh no, like we're not getting married. And then she was like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean you don't want to get married? And I was just like, oh my God, what have I ended up in? Like, how do I get out of this?
Funny.
Yeah. So it's just so funny when you said marriage
Yeah.
counselor, I'm just like, well, maybe pre-marriage counselor as well.
Yeah.
It's funny our role that we play.
Yeah.
But because it's such a big purchase, right? Like we
Yes.
do get into the depths of it.
Yes.
Question, because you work with both of them, owner-occ and investor, would you say either of them is more emotional than the other?
I'd say,
Exactly. Like I have the same opinion because investing is still emotional.
it is.
Yeah.
It's different, but I'd say they're both pretty emotional in a different way.
1,000%. I had this conversation with someone the other day and they're like, no, I want to do investment because it's not emotional. And I'm like, no, if you get an emotional client, it can be worse. You know what I mean? It just depends on the client.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
there you go. I've definitely been on that page and we figured it
Yeah.
out. So yeah, it's emotional, right? Like, and it
Yeah.
should be.
Totally. I think it's such a big decision. We get we get a mix of investors, but for first-time investors especially, it kind of depends on the type of investors. So many different types of first-time investors as well.
Yeah.
But say someone who's, in their 40s, buying their first investment property, have never invested before, and just trying to get into their first one in their 40s, it's a big leap. It's a big mindset shift as well for some people. So guiding them through that process and through the emotions that they face, it's a big responsibility.
Big responsibility, and you can see and understand why they would be scared. It's kind of, I reckon a first-time investor that is like a bit sheepish, they know they want to do it.
Yeah.
It's probably harder to guide through than a first home buyer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
Yeah, because, it's an investment decision. You know what I mean? They feel like they're going to the casino. You know what I mean? It's just like, am I really going to put 650 grand down? Like, that whole commitment piece, because it's not something they're going to live in. They can't yes, they can go and see and touch and feel it and whatnot, but they're not going to live in it.
Yeah.
So it's very different.
Yeah. But on the other hand, I've got some investors, like I look at them, I'm like, wow, like I've got some investors in their 20s and they're buying like their second investment property. And like I've got one client, a couple from Queensland. They were on holidays when we closed the deal. They were on their boat when they executed the contract. I just checked with them like, you going to have any connectivity or Wi-Fi tomorrow when we execute the contract? They're like, yeah, we're on the boat, but we'll have, our iPads. And I'm just like, look at you guys, like mid-20s, buy your second investment property from your boat in Queensland.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, so you do see some really inspiring people, and it makes me go, wow.
You wonder where they've gotten that confidence from, like whether or not it is just naivety because they haven't seen anything go wrong.
I wonder sometimes because we, for the younger ones, they've not really been burned.
Well, that's exactly right.
And also because they have just so much more of life ahead of them to catch up if they get burned.
100%, right? Like it's, even if it blows up, because I was definitely like that. I was so bullish when I was younger.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I don't care. Like I'm, you know, give me 110% lending. You know what I mean? Like just give me everything. I want to be in debt. Like just give me cash.
Yeah.
So I can go buy stuff. But now I'm like, oh, hang on a second. Like what are we doing here? You know, it's way more calculated in terms of making a decision.
Yeah.
You're spot on. Like I think that's just it. They can recover if they stuff it up.
Yeah.
But, you know, property is a relatively safe game. You know, like disclaimer here, this is not financial advice. But yeah, that's sort of why we sit in this seat. You know what I mean? Because otherwise we'd be stockbrokers or, you know, down that road, but we find the confidence in property. So on the owner-occ side, what's some cool properties that you've purchased in the owner-occ biz?
Purchased a few in Frankston and in Mornington, in Rowville. So.
And first home buyers, like, have you had a bit of a mix in there?
Mostly first home buyers.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, how have you felt? You mentioned before, like the difference between them and a first time investor.
Yeah.
Do you like it working with those?
I love working with first home buyers.
Yeah.
The ones that have come to me, they're usually the ones that have been looking on their own for quite a while, like 6 months, 9 months. And they've bought with me relatively quickly, like all under a month. There was one bought in 9 days, another one who bought in 2 weeks. And to be able to give people the feeling of confidence, because at the end of the day, it's their decision. I never rush them or pressure them. I just give them the info and the knowledge so they feel empowered to make the decisions on their own.
Yes.
And the fact that they've been looking for months and then they are able to buy in 9 days or 2 weeks, it's just I can't describe the feeling to help people move on to that next stage of their lives. And then to then see them, like I usually visit them as well, like once they're on settlement day and once they've moved in, and to see them in their home and to be part of their story and to hear what they've been doing. Like they were like, oh, we went to IKEA, we went to Bunnings, we did this, we did the floor, we spoke to so-and-so to get this room done. And I just love being part of that.
Yeah.
And I just feel so honored that people invite me into their lives in that way. So yeah, I absolutely love it. And the joy you get when you see them buy. Like, you know, sometimes I get a call at night. It'll be like 10 p.m. and the buyers call me because we just exchanged, and they're like, I'm so sorry to disturb you this late, but we're just so excited. And
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and some of the things they say to you, I had some first home buyers that we think God sent you to us. And I'm like, oh my God, like that's like a huge compliment. But just shows the magnitude of how we can impact people and their lives in such a positive way. And so it's just like getting such good feelings every single week. So
I really enjoy
such an amazing job.
Yeah, I really enjoy that first home buyer.
Yeah.
Sort of brief, because you are like helping them hit that life goal, you know what I mean? Like a big achievement. But buying a house is a huge thing.
Yeah.
Whilst it might seem normal to us, like we do have to, well, at least for me, being in the space for so long, you have to remind yourself sometimes of like how important that is, rather than just going, yep, cool. You know, who else can I, service?
Yeah.
You don't want to be that like, just sausage factory, just like get them in, pump them out, because it's a huge life moment.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool. Like,
they're
having
like my favorite. They're probably one of my favorites to work with, first home buyers.
There you go.
Because I know lots of BAs who say, don't work with, I think quite a few BAs said to me they don't work with first home buyers because they are just difficult or they don't have money to pay. But I don't know, I think it's something, if you really love something, somehow it's got a way of coming back to you. So I've never found it like difficult or, it's just something I really love doing.
Well, it's probably like by the sounds of what you've done, you've involved them in that process. You know what I mean? Like you're there showing them how you're going to support them. And for someone to turn around and like, one, want you through their home, to show it, to, call you up at night saying, hey, God sent you to us. It means you're doing a pretty good job.
I hope so, yeah.
So the first home buyers, I get it. Like they are, but you have to have that passion for them as well. Like I can understand why people don't want to work with them.
Yeah.
I have a massive soft spot for
I do.
first home buyers. Yeah.
I have huge soft spot for them.
Yeah. And then on the investment side, so you mentioned a bit of Queensland, but predominantly Melbourne.
Yes.
Where have you been, looking in Melbourne? Like where are the markets sort of going?
We've been buying a bit. So over the last 6 months or so, we've been buying in Frankston, Carrum Downs, out west in Hoppers Crossing, Werribee, and a bit up north as well.
A bit up north, yeah. And how are those markets? I've heard, everyone's talking about Frankston.
Yeah.
Like everyone's just raving about Frankston.
Yeah.
But how are those markets sort of moving at the moment? Like it's just cannot keep up?
The pace is phenomenal. So something we bought like close to $700,000 just late last year. I think it was November, December last year. Similar properties going for like high sevens at the moment. So,
crazy.
Yeah, it's just moved so quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, the clients we bought for all super happy.
I bet.
Yeah. I invest
10%,
there as well.
10% gain. So you bought there as well?
I
So your
bought there as well.
money where your mouth is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's important, right? To walk the talk.
Definitely.
So the type of investors I attract, they're also similar to me. I would buy something for them that I would buy for myself.
Yeah, the mum test, it's so important. Like, would you buy this for your mum?
Yeah.
Or like, would you buy it for yourself?
Yeah.
I think that's a really important thing. That's something that I've always spoken about.
Yes.
Like, if I've been helping investors, and we've never done borderless, we've always only done sort of where we operated from. But it was like a mum test.
Yeah.
And that's just something I would say to the clients as well. Like, I would buy this property for my mum.
Yeah.
And that's how they all should be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they should be good quality properties.
Yes.
So you've been buying there, getting access to those properties. Like, how have you found, getting the access? Because it's so hot.
I think at the start it was quite different to now. So now getting access is pretty straightforward. But I think starting out, when I first started out as a BA, that took a while because you're new, you don't have any agent relationships. I started by doing some sourcing work for a few other BAs and very open with them that I was starting my own BA business as well.
Yep.
And had a few bigger BAs who were just so kind to me and took me under their wing and showed me the ropes and then built agent relationships that way. But I think at the end of the day, it still comes down to me or to have whoever it is to build that relationship because the agents get a sea of BAs calling them every week.
Yep.
And so how do we stand out and be front of mind? That's really up to us. So,
yeah, well, that's exactly right. So, I have this conversation so often with newer buyers agents coming into the space. It's such a good area to cut your teeth, like learn the craft, because you're going to need to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to need to be able to build these relationships. Do you have any tips on like how you were able to build those relationships?
Yeah, so I think taking a genuine interest in people, regardless of whether you want something from them or not. So I don't go to a sales agent just thinking, I want to buy a house from you. I genuinely take an interest in them as a person. And I feel like that's my way with people in general. Like, I like being kind to people, even strangers I meet on the street. It doesn't cost me anything just to be a kind, decent human. But I think people pick up on that energy. So I've had sales agents who, when I call them or when they call me even, and they're like, oh man, such a big week. I had like 30 BAs calling me today. And I was like, oh, and what do I owe this honor? Like, why would I have your call?
Oh, they called you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's interesting, right? Like, if they're telling you, hey, 30 BAs, not you're the 31st that's calling me.
But I think it's, a lot of BAs can be quite transactional. So I've asked a few sales agents, like, they're like, all the BAs call us asking the same thing. And I'm like, well, what do they ask you? And they're like, just the same list of questions. Why is the vendor selling? And so on, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like for me, it's taking the interest in people, and it's not just a transaction. So I'm not there to just, yes, I do want to buy a house, which is why we have that relationship, but really getting to understand the person a bit more, to notice the tone in your voice. And I mean, sometimes it's harder over the phone. So where I can, it's not always possible, but where I can, I do make an effort to meet them in person as well.
Yeah.
And with some agents, it just takes longer to build rapport, and some faster. And
well, it's the ones that you connect with, right? Like, and you're not going to connect with everyone.
No.
Like, and I had way too much of an ego when I first started. Like 1,000%, it was way too big, and I was just like sort of beating my chest around this, this world. And I connected with the people that I connected with, and then anyone else, it was just sort of, they just fell by the wayside. And I'm not like that anymore. Whilst, I still have an ego, that's for sure. I can squash it. But it's building those relationships with the people that you really connect with. Yeah. So having a genuine interest in people, a lot of people can't do that. Like a lot of people cannot really make that, deep or feel that deep want to understand people. A lot of, as you said, it's just like straight to the point. Like, hey, Hayley, you got any properties? It's so-and-so from X buyer's agency. I'm looking for $600,000 property. Can you, what have you got? And they probably leave it there. Like no opening, just like versus, hey, Hayley, it's James here from X buyer's agency. I know you've probably had 1,000 calls from, all the other buyer's agents today, but we are on the hunt. Like we have some client briefs. What can I do? Like, I know you're probably having this conversation regularly, but is there anything that we can do in order to, you've sold some properties like 14 Smith Street, we would buy that. Like that is exactly the type of property that we're looking for. Is there anything that we can do to, just help this conversation along, blah, 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 blah. Like just try to be different, you know what I mean? Versus everyone else, exactly what you said. So building that relationship, having an interest in people, is there anything else that sort of comes to mind when you're, you're going out and visiting them? Is there anything else that sort of pops up?
I think having the confidence and knowing what we're doing. The reason sales agents like working with us is because we're professional. We know how to buy property. We know how to get a deal done, and it saves them a lot of time and effort. So I think that helps a lot. Yeah. So I'd say for a buyer's agent, it's really just owning that. If you're good at what you do, just bring that to the table. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's the factor that always pops up in my head is like giving them feedback as well, so that they're not just left hanging.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. So we are very fast in giving feedback. Yeah. So we get quite a few agents that give us exclusive off-market listings, but it's only because we are very proactive and fast with the feedback, whether it's a yes or a no. And we're true to our word. So if we say yes, we don't fluff around. And if we don't like it, we say no. And we're pretty open, direct communicators. I think that really helps.
Yeah, I mean, they don't get upset if you say no.
No.
Right? Like they totally understand that this isn't going to work. Like as in, they would much rather that than you go, oh yeah, look, maybe, like let me see. Like let me see if I've got a client.
It saves everyone's time as well. I mean, I'm busy, they're busy, we can just all move on.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. So just saying, hey, that's not going to work. Yeah. Bang, move on. Yeah. Yeah, it's sometimes a hard conversation to say, like especially when an agent asks you at an open home, oh, like, what did you think? It's like, oh shit, yeah, I don't like it. You know what I mean? Like, what do I say? Like this is a conversation in your head. Like, what do you say? So, oh yeah, it's nice, but probably not going to suit. But the more like I can see that would be an initial conversation or thought that a lot of people would have, because it's like they're going to take offense to it. Yeah. But 9 times out of 10, when you give them that feedback, if you just say, hey, like, yeah, I think those rooms are a bit small, or it's probably not going to work for our client. Yes. They're just like, yeah, look, we've sort of had that feedback from other people, we're aware of it. Yeah. Or they'll just appreciate it.
Yeah. No, I think they do appreciate the feedback, and they appreciate prompt and honest feedback as well.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. So look, you're pretty early on in your journey. Yeah. You've that quick rise as well. Like you've sort of gone from, zero
I can't believe it.
to hero like very, very quickly. So when did you start? Like when did you start the biz?
So I discovered Ben. Discovered Ben, who changed my life. I can't believe, in October 2024.
Yep.
That's when I discovered what BAI was.
Yep. It's like 8 months ago.
Yeah, didn't even really know what a buyer's agent was, to be honest. And I was just thinking, why would people use a buyer's agent? Like, surely you just go and buy a house.
That's how you felt. Like, is that what you thought in October? Oh my God, that like blows my mind. Yeah.
So I didn't even really know what a buyer's agent was. I'm just so used to just buying my own properties. I'm like, why on earth would someone use that? And then I saw Ben pop up and I was like, wow. And
this is a thing.
Yeah. And so I did the course. I take action pretty quickly once I've made my mind up to do something. So I did that. And then I got my cert for, I think, the month after. So that was November.
Yep.
And then it was Christmas holidays. But then I just pressed on and got my license in January, got my full license in January.
Yeah.
And officially launched the business in January. So that was 6 months ago.
That is crazy. Like the fact that you didn't even know what a buyer's agent was in October, that just blows my mind. But it just shows you, right? Like you already had an interest in property.
Yeah.
So had you bought properties, you said that you've always bought your own properties yourself. Had you invested?
I have.
Okay. Yep. So, I mean, that's like, that's so crazy, but really cool too. You know, see this ad pop up, didn't know what a buyer's agent was, found out what a buyer's agent was through us.
Yeah.
Get your cert for, get licensed, start the biz. 6 months later, he's sitting on the couch with me. Like, pretty nuts.
It's pretty crazy.
It's freaking nuts.
Yeah.
How many clients have you worked through that period? Like from
oh
Jan till now?
I haven't counted exactly, but
guess.
maybe like 20
That's
plus.
so cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. So on average, so I think I remember in the 4th month of my business, so the first couple of months was pretty slow. I remember like month 1, like it was pretty quiet, January. Then month 2, I got my first client. And then I remember
And you were doing some sourcing as well.
And I did sourcing in that time too, so to get me started. And in month 4, I was just like, it was when I hit 5 clients. And I was like, wow, like I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
So it's now 6 months.
And then it's just J curve. It's just like,
yeah. And then it just kept going. And I recently partnered up with someone as well. So I've got a business partner.
Yes.
He's another buyer's agent. And
Very
so
cool.
between the two of us, we've just got so much going on. And,
so good.
And it's been wonderful working together as well because we've just found so many efficiencies operating as a team.
Yep.
And we're hiring at the moment too. So it's just...
I was going to ask you, like, what does the business look like? Like, where do you want to go to?
We'd love to continue to grow and scale, but we don't want to do it at the expense of the service we give our clients. So we're still at the point where we feel like if we went all out, we could take on more, but we don't because we just won't be able to give them the same level of service. So we're just hiring first before we take that next step.
Have you, there's a book and I'll give you a GPT on it because I built a GPT on this.
Thank you, James.
There's a book around like buying back your time and especially, well, it's his name's Dan Martell.
Yeah.
Buying back your time, I think it is. But essentially it just takes you through all of the structure on like who you should hire first and just in general business.
Yeah.
But are you going to go down the road of more of an agency so you'll get more buyer's agents in, or do you guys want to be sort of that sales front? So yourself, business partner, bring the sales in and then give them to the back end staff like sources to go and find the properties?
Yeah, I think we really love working with the clients. So for the foreseeable future, we still see ourselves doing that. I think nurturing the clients and guiding the clients through is something we really enjoy doing. I think,
more traditional buyer's agency, like working with them end to end.
Yeah, but
that's cool.
We do think we need help with people acquiring properties for us.
Yeah.
So I think that's where we're going to start in terms of hiring someone to help.
Yes. Yeah. And like that scaling, if we were to go, fast forward 5 years, what would the business look like visually from you?
I'd love to be in a position where I can take a holiday and the business still runs, because at the moment I'm very much a big part of the business. So if I take a holiday, considering the business is still so new, then it would need to slow down a fair bit. So I would love to be in a position where the business still runs, that we would have a team that will be able to help the clients and get them from start to finish whilst we are on holidays. So that's
from your boat perspective, like maybe right, like you can flip with your client and say, well, yeah, I just bought the property from the boat, so that would be cool.
Yeah,
I mean, look, it's definitely doable. Like this business, I was talking to someone earlier this week who they've definitely made that a key priority in their business. So they want to be able to travel, and they've done it. So yeah, she's already done it. They operate out of Adelaide.
Yeah.
And she's been, I don't know if you know Tiffany Brown.
I do, yes.
So Tiff, she travels all the time. She just got back from India.
Yeah.
I think she did India, Bali, somewhere else, like just in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
No one even knew. Like I totally forgot that she'd gone as well, because she just
good on her.
still did things, you know what I mean? Like, and
That's
kept
awesome.
her business going. She was in KL for 9 weeks. She's had a couple of other trips, like Bali trips. She's been to Jordan. I think she goes to like Jordan.
Amazing.
Yeah, like very, very doable.
Yeah.
And she's like so detail oriented.
Yeah.
Like runs a very good business. It's not as if like her clients are everything to her. If you, well, people listening, if you were to meet Tiff, she's just like phenomenally caring person.
She's so great. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not as if she's just quite lax and would just be like, oh yeah, she'll be right. That's not Tiffany at all.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. Like, and you'll definitely get to that. Like, you'll definitely get to enjoy the business and business ownership. That will 100% come. So if you were like, at that stage of you had a bit of team, you had some staff, but you still, I mean, look, it's early days for you in terms of working with clients and like figuring all of that stuff out. But do you ever see yourself stepping out of that role, like, not working with clients?
At the moment, I enjoy it so much, but life changes. So potentially,
I mean, look, if you've got the bug now, I would say it's going to be there for a while, because even, some of the other guys that I speak to who, I'll ask them like, what do you want to do? In this business, you're at this point, it's going really well. How about we put you here? You can just do some more sales and then you can pass that on to, a back end staff member or whatever it might be. They're like, oh, no, like I actually love going to open homes. I just still love going and seeing properties.
Yeah.
And if you enjoy, like that's what being a buyer's agent is. Like the true buyer's agent is that, you know what I mean? Working with the client end to end, you've had the call with them, you've understood what they want, and then you've popped the bottle of champagne, at settlement. So that whole journey can be quite thrilling, like for that person that wants to be involved in it. And then, we've got this new breed, which is the investment side, which is very different, right? Like they still care about people and all of that, but it's just a different business model where going to open homes is like cringe for them.
I know some buyer's agents who've never been to open homes.
Yeah, so it blows my mind. Like I couldn't understand that. Like I just couldn't fathom it at the start.
But even for investors, I still go to the open homes because I think it helps me speak with a lot more conviction about what I am helping them buy.
Yes.
And I know that my clients have given me that feedback. Like they say, we just want to buy this because you speak about it with so much conviction.
Yeah.
So, and it's I enjoy it now, so it's hard seeing it change, but who knows? Never say never.
Well, this is it. But I dare say it'll stay around for a while. Like that, once that bug gets you, it'll stay there for a while.
And there's just so much joy as well working with the clients. Like I really get a lot of joy out of guiding the clients through their journey
Yeah.
from start to finish and seeing the start and then seeing the end result, it really brings me a lot of joy. So
Yeah,
I think
that's
it's a
pretty
bit
cool.
of vested interest to want to stay close to it as well.
Yeah, for sure. And like some people, they just don't have that interest, and it's kind of like, oh, actually, I don't want to talk to the client again because I don't know, they might say something that I have to deal with,
Yeah.
Like, and you do get that from that sales type of person where they don't throw themselves into, wanting to care and wanting to like understand that client a little bit more.
Yeah.
And it just shines through. So a question I always ask is if you were, you're walking down the street, someone approaches you and says, hey, Hayley, I know that you're a buyer's agent. I've been thinking of becoming a buyer's agent. Like, what would you say to them?
It changed my life. I feel like I really feel like I'm living a life that is so much more in alignment with my values. I feel so much more fulfilled. So it definitely can be a life-changing decision, but it's not easy. It's hard work.
Yeah.
Because I also have people ask me like, is it easy? I'm like, no, it's not easy.
Definitely not. Yeah. And this is the answer that a lot of people give, right? Like it's very common. They will say exactly what you said. It's life-changing. It's rewarding. It's the best thing I've ever done, but it's not easy. Like it's hard. You have to do the work.
Yes.
And that's the thing, right? Like you've done the work. Anyone that generally gets to come on the podcast, they've done the work.
Yeah.
As we sort of round out, is there anything that you would say to those people that are early on, thinking of making that change, like to focus on, like, what was a key thing to your success?
I'd say the key thing is to keep showing up every day, keep taking action every day.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people who think about being a buyer's agent and they think and think and think, but nothing happens from thinking, it happens from doing. And it might not look like a lot is happening, but if you keep doing it every day, you'll wake up one day and realize, wow, so much has happened. But that's essentially what I've been doing, like since I met Ben or saw Ben's face pop up 8 months ago, just taking action every day. And every time I look back, I'm like, wow, like so much has happened, but it's all through just taking action every day.
So cool. So you're at 20. Like let's just call it 20.
Yeah.
We've got the Everest live event in about a month. How many do you reckon you can get to by then?
Oh my gosh. I mean, currently there's, I was just looking at my Monday board today. There's 4 currently, multiple clients off the books already who've settled, 4 that are unconditional, 5 under offer, 6 have active searches.
Wow.
And there's like more than 10 in the pipeline that we're nurturing.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So you might get to 30.
Maybe.
By then. We'll check in. Hayley, so good to have you on.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Such a privilege to be here. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.